Good morning. Hope everyone is doing so well out there this morning. I'm so glad that you're here joining me for all levels yoga, our typical what we've been doing over the last several weeks, joining each other for a little bit of movement and connecting that movement with our breath and our mind and just shutting out the rest of the world for this 1 hour that we have time together. So I hope that you invited a friend to come along with us today. If not, share it with them later. It will be on my Facebook page as well as on my YouTube channel. So I sent that link out last night. I'll remind you of it later today if you're not able to join me live, and that's perfectly fine. I understand we all have different time frames and we're all working at different times and our needs are different as we're moving along here. So thank you so much for joining me, and let's get to it. What do you say? Okay, so I'm just going to find a comfortable seat. Give me a little shout out if you're here. I would love to hear from you. We're just going to get comfy here. Now, if you have a pillow or maybe something that you would like to prop yourself up on, or maybe if you have a block, that's okay too. If you want to open up your hips a little bit, that's a great way to do it, okay? I want you to sit up tall, roll the shoulders back and down, and just shut your eyes. You can also find a soft gaze if that's more comfortable for you. And it's your choice here with your hands. You can have them face down on your knees or your thighs if you're feeling like you're just a little bit restless, having trouble settling things down, or if you need a little extra energy, if you're tired from maybe a difficult night of sleep last night, maybe you need your palms facing up to allow that energy to be absorbed into your body in a receiving position, okay? So you choose what works best for you. And let's just begin to settle into your breath here. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Trying to breathe in and out of your nose if at all possible. Part the lips if you need to, if you've got some congestion going on there. Just allowing the breath to slow down a little bit. Deepen it. Allow it to come from deep within the belly. Now, if you were with me last week, we went through that exercise, what we call our 3-part yogic breath, starting with breathing into the belly, bringing it then maybe up to the chest, and then finally all the way up to the chest cavity. We'll do that, but just a little bit more quickly this time. So now that we've gone through that, let's do it. On your inhale breath, bring the breath into the belly. Allow that belly to expand and swell. And then exhale, bring the navel back to the spine. So we're just going to breathe into the belly first off a couple of times. One more time. Breathe into the belly. And then exhale. This time as you breathe the breath in, bring it into the belly. Let it come on up into that chest. Into the ribs first. And then exhale, bring it back down. Constrict the ribs, allow the breath to release from the rib cage, and then down into the belly, release it from the belly. And then once again, inhale through the belly. Allow it to come up to the top of your ribs. And then exhale in the opposite direction, constricting the ribs, and then the belly. All right, this time, bring the breath into the belly, up to the ribs, all the way up into that chest cavity. And then exhale it in that opposite direction. Release it from the chest. Release it from the ribs. Release it from the belly. Once again, breathe in. Expand the belly. Expand the ribs. Expand the chest. And let it all go in the opposite direction. Chest, ribs, belly. I want you to do that 2 more times, finding your pace, finding that deep inhale. Find that 3-part breath each time, sipping more air in. And then as you bring it down, completely and totally emptying your lungs. Once again, one last time, bring it all the way up. And let it go all the way down. Perfect. Just settle in to more of a natural breath, but allow that breath to start deep within your belly, no matter what breath you choose. And then I'd like you to do a quick stand from your head to your toes, just noticing all your muscles and all your joints, just being mindful of any sensations that may be calling to you. Now, maybe there's a tension here or there. Maybe you're realizing that you've got some soreness here or there. Maybe there's something that really is deeply in pain. And that's where you really need to tune in and say to myself, I need to modify for this. I need to maybe just not do that move that where I feel that pain, because there's a grave difference in between soreness and pain. And I don't want you to cross that threshold. So we need to always be honoring and respecting our bodies. And so this is our time to listen and to tune into what our body needs today, because every day it's a little different. And now I invite you to set an intention or a dedication for your practice today. Maybe you had something in mind, maybe something, a move that you've been wanting to work on as you've been staying with me for the last few weeks. Maybe that becomes your intention. Maybe you'd like to dedicate your practice to someone, maybe someone who has been isolated for quite some time and you know that they're lonely and you'd like to send them some positive energy and positive thoughts. That could be your dedication. Or if nothing comes to mind, I'm going to give you a couple of thoughts that I had from something that I read the other day. And these are just some affirmations that you could choose from. So first one says, I exude life and health. Maybe one of these will resonate with you. I exude life and health. I am safe and supported in my body. I am safe and supported in my body. Though times can be difficult, I acknowledge that every season has a beginning and an end. Though times can be difficult, I acknowledge that every season has a beginning and an end. So maybe one of those becomes your intention, or maybe you have your own, or you'd like to dedicate your practice. Take a few moments, determine what it will be, and then we will set that intention or that dedication with a breath. And then when you're ready, bring your arms out to the sides with the palms facing up. As we inhale, we're going to float our arms up. We're going to bring that intention, that dedication out and up into the universe. Send it out there with a deep exhale. And then bring your hands back to your heart center. And then while your hands are at your heart center, I want you to take just a few moments to clear your mind, to clear out all the clutter, everything that's happening, that's scattered, all those scattered thoughts, any worries or concerns, and I know there are many that we have. But I want you to do your best to picture all of those worries and concerns being written down on slips of paper and the breeze just floating them away. And as it takes them, it sets them outside through the door to whatever room you're in or the threshold, whatever it may be, knowing that you can revisit those later on. But for this next hour, give yourself this gift. Give yourself a present of this time. Being fully, fully mindful, fully present on your mat, letting everything else go. All right, let's start some gentle movements. Let's reach our arms out to the sides with the palms facing up. If your eyes are not already open, go ahead and open them. And then on an inhale breath, let's float our arms all the way up. Reach up, bring the breath, bring your energy all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, bring it all the way into your heart center. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, circle the arms out and up overhead. Reach up, extend, lower the shoulders. Exhale, bring it in. Once again, sweep it out, bring it up. Breathe and inhale. And then exhale. One last time for good measure. Inhale, sweep it out, reach it up. And this time as you exhale, I want you to fold over those legs, bringing the belly down towards the shins, towards your ankles, reaching the arms forward, softening in your upper back and shoulders, and just allowing your head to hover over whatever surface you're on. If it's a carpet or rug, maybe it's your mat. And feeling that nice stretch in the lower back and in the hips. Breathing into it, allowing those areas to loosen and to soften as much as they will. And then walking the hands over to the left side and then reaching that right arm out just a little bit further of the left, keeping the belly on top of that left thigh there. And then thinking about the left hip reaching down towards the mat or whatever surface you're on. So lengthen through that side of the body. Breathe through it. And then we'll walk it through to the center and then over to that right side. Belly snuggles down onto that thigh. Reach that left arm just a little bit further forward of the right. That left hip, that sitting bone, presses down towards whatever surface you're on. So that deep stretch from your hip to your shoulder, your underarm, all the way out through that outstretched left arm. Beautiful. And then we'll walk our hands back through to the center. As you bring this back, I want you to round your spine like you're stacking the vertebra as you walk your hands back to your shins and your calves, and then we'll roll up, rolling the shoulders back, stacking the head over the shoulders. Very nice. Bring your arms behind you from here, fingertips facing forward, and then press the palms into whatever surface you're on. We'll get just a little bit of a back bend here as well as this chest expansion. Roll the shoulders back, lift up through the center of your chest and your heart as you straighten those arms behind you. I'll turn to the side so you can see here. So I'm puffing my chest up. I'm still hugging the belly in, and I'm pressing down into the base of the palms. Beautiful. My eye gaze is up, or I can look back as long as that's not too much stress or strain on the neck. And then we'll inhale, we'll bring it back up. From here, let's switch and bring the opposite leg in front. We'll bring our arms out to the sides, palms face up. Inhale, reach up and lengthen. And then exhale, bow down. Bring the belly down over the calves and the shins. Reach the arms forward. Now, into this forward fold, I'd like you to press into the base of the palms and the base of your fingers, like your knuckles are grounding into the mat. And notice what happens across the upper back and shoulders. You should feel a nice stretch there. Nice. And then from here, begin to gently round up, walking the hands back towards the ankles, towards your shins and calves, and then roll the shoulders back. Beautiful. From here, let's bring our legs out wide, as comfortably wide as you can bring them. Flex through the feet. So we'll stretch out through our hamstrings a little bit. And then from here, walk it forward. So we're stretching through the hamstrings, but we're also opening up into those inner thighs. And now I'm just coming down. Let me just scoot back so you can see me a little bit better. Now, I'm coming down onto my elbows here. I'm still keeping my feet flexed. And I'm keeping length within my spine. So I'm getting a nice stretch on my inner thighs and in the groin here, but I'm also, with that lengthened spine, I'm also feeling this a little bit in my lower back and my hips. And then I'm walking over to this right leg and then walking the hands forward. Stretch. Maybe I take a hold of my feet, or maybe I just allow my hands to be on either side of that leg, whatever works. And then I'm going to walk it to the center and then over to that left side. Still keeping that foot flexed, drawing the toes back as I reach my heels forward. You can deepen this by walking your hands further towards the foot and towards the ankle. Do my best to relax my torso and just surrender over that leg. And then we'll walk back up. From here, bring your right hand onto, well, it should be your left hand, onto your right knee and thigh. Reach that right arm up and over. I'm mirroring you. So we're going to reach it up and extend and reach towards that left leg. Deep side bend here. And then we'll inhale back up. Bring that right hand onto the left knee and thigh. Reach that left arm out and up and over. Reach for that foot. Lengthen to the left side of the body. Rotate your torso. So you're bringing the top of your torso back and the bottom of your torso forward. So those top ribs are spiraling back. The bottom ribs are spiraling forward. Beautiful. And then we're going to inhale and bring it back up. And exhale. Beautiful. Slide the legs together. And then shake it out a little bit. From here, let's come up onto our knees, like we're kneeling. We'll start working into our spinal flexibility with a little flow here. We're going to take it slow, though. All right, so we're up on our knees. And then we're going to sweep our arms out and up overhead, reach up and lengthen. As we exhale, we're going to float our hands down in front of our knees and thighs. As we inhale, we're going to walk our hands forward and come into puppy pose. So we're extending our arms, straightening them as we lower our chest down, and then our hips are over our knees. We're just sinking down. This is our puppy pose. You might have seen your dog do this before. Draw your belly in. Notice what's happening in the lower back. Beautiful. As you exhale, I want you to begin walking your hands back underneath your shoulders when you arrive there. Inhale, and then exhale into cat pose. The chin comes to the chest, dropping the tailbone down, rounding it out. Take another inhale here, and then exhale. Shift the hips back towards the heels in child's pose there, keeping the arms extended, lowering the forehead down to just hover over the mat. And then we'll inhale here. I'm going to lower my forearms and my elbows, and then pull my chest and my collarbone forward, angling my belly down towards the mat in a modified puppy. And then I'm going to exhale, straighten my arms, and then drop the chin to the chest as I round out in that cat pose. I'm going to take an inhale and then exhale, float my hands back to the knees and thighs. And then inhale, sweep our arms out and up overhead. And then exhale, bring my hands to the heart. Beautiful. Let's do that again. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up overhead. Lengthen through both sides of the spine. Exhale, float the hands down in front of the knees and thighs. Inhale, walk the hands forward. Coming into our puppy pose as we exhale, dropping the heart, lifting through the tailbone, sinking down, maybe my forehead reaches whatever surface you're on, the mat, the floor, maybe it doesn't. As I inhale, I'm going to walk my hands back underneath my shoulders. As I exhale, I'm going to round into that cat pose, chin to chest, dropping the tailbone, lifting my navel up towards the sky. I'm going to inhale here and then exhale, walk my hands back in front of the knees and thighs. And then I'll inhale, sweep our arms out and up. And then exhale, bring your hands back to the heart center. Beautiful. From here, walk the hands forward, come into our tabletop pose. So shoulders are over the wrists, hips over the knees. Lengthen through your spine. Hug your ribs in, hug your belly in. And then make sure that your ribs, not only the front ribs, but the back ribs are all engaged. That's your entire core. We'll take some lateral movements with our spine. Tuck the right shoulder and the right hip and crunching them in towards each other as you lengthen through the left side of the rib cage. We'll inhale through to the center, exhale. Left shoulder, left hip come closer towards each other as you lengthen through the right. Nice. Take that one more time to each side. Inhale through to the center, exhale, right shoulder and right hip. Get just a little bit closer. We'll inhale through to the center one more time. Left shoulder, left hip. Look over the shoulder if you can. And then we'll bring it back to the center. From here, extend your right leg behind you. Your toes or the ball of your foot are on the mat. Really lengthen through that leg. And then press your heel back to get a nice stretch in that right calf muscle. Beautiful. From here, with the strength of the inner thigh and the glutes, raise that right leg up. Now you want your heel in alignment in the same elevation of your hip. Keep hugging your hips in. Keep that core so strong. Soften in that right elbow, and then we'll come to our full spinal balance as you reach that left arm forward. That upper arm, that bicep is right by your ear. Reaching through the fingertips. The palms are facing in, the thumb is facing up. To lengthen as much as you can. And once you stabilize, you're going to press into that left shin, the top of the left foot. Take another deep inhale. As you exhale, I want you to bend your left elbow, bend your right knee, and then round the back out as you bring the knee and elbow together. Maybe they tap or just bring them as close as you can. And then we're going to inhale and reach and extend it out. And then exhale, draw it in. Utilize your own pace here. Your own resistance as you draw it in. Inhale, reach it out, soften into that right elbow. Exhale, draw it in, create your own resistance. And then inhale, lengthen it out. Let's do that one more time. Exhale, draw it in. Really, really nice. Lots of balance here. Inhale, lengthen it out. And then exhale, lower everything down. Beautiful. Okay, take this on the opposite side. The left toes and the left leg lengthen. Reach through the heels. Stretch through that calf. Pull the shoulders away from your ears. Keep a length within your spine. Keep your head and neck in alignment with your shoulders. And then raise that left leg up. Breathe through the heel. Keep that heel in alignment with the hip. Got this long line. Press into the top of the right shin and the top of the right foot. Reach that right arm forward. Palm is facing in. The thumb is up. Lengthen through the fingertips and lengthen through that heel. Like you press that left heel into a wall that's directly behind you. There you go. Take another deep inhale, exhale. This is where we're going to bend the knee, bend the elbow, and round up the spine, bringing them together. And then inhale, reach it out. And then exhale, draw it. Round it out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw it in. Bring it into a ball. Inhale, lengthen it out one last time. Draw it in. And then inhale, lengthen. Beautiful. Set everything back down. All right, from here, what I'd like you to do, I'm going to bring myself a little bit. So, working on a little bit more strength, I want you to bring the right leg back again. Left arm reaches forward. Reach and lift that right leg out, but then reach the left arm out to the side and the right leg out to the side. So we're getting some strength in that outer hip and thigh. And then little pulses here with that right leg up and down, up and down. Yes, there you go. Perfect. In 3, 2, 1. Float everything back to that original position and then lower it down. We're going to take that on the opposite side. Right arm reaches forward, left leg is back, float that left leg up, and then bring it out laterally. There you go. And little pulses up and down. Woo! There you go. In 3, in 2, in 1. Perfect. Reach it back, and then float everything down. Beautiful. Very, very nice. From here, let's build a little here. I'm going to come back onto my mat. Come into a top of a push-up pose or a plank pose. Now, you could be up on your toes. You could be on your knees. You do what works best for you. Okay? We're starfishing those hands. The palms are directly underneath your shoulders. You've got a long line. Crown of the head, back to your shoulders, back to your hips, to your knees, through your heels. Building what we call a little Agni here, some fire within the belly. Breathe it out. Once again, you can be on your knees. You do you, okay? I want you to do what's best for you. And then we're going to gently and slowly make our way down to the mat, hugging the elbows in, whether you're on your toes or on your knees. Excellent. We're all the way down onto the mat. Hands, bring them back by your lower ribs. Bring the tops of your feet and the toes on the mat. I want you to press the tops of the feet and your toes into the mat, and then raise the chest and shoulders up as you hug those elbows in. Beautiful. Press into the base of your palms. Raise up just a little bit more in this low cobra. Beautiful. Exhale, lower down. From here, I want you to bring your arms out wide as the elbows are bent. So you form a 90-degree angle with your upper arms and the forearms. We're up on tented fingers here. So as we inhale, we're going to raise the chest and shoulders up. Keep hugging the belly in. As we exhale, take a twister to the right. Bring the right shoulder forward. The left shoulder comes down. We're going to inhale through to the center. We're going to exhale to the opposite side. Right shoulder comes down. Left shoulder comes back. And then we'll inhale through to the center. And then exhale, lower it down. Let's do that again. Let's inhale. Raise it up. Roll the shoulders back. Keep hugging the belly in. Exhale, right shoulder comes back. You look over that right shoulder if you can. Left shoulder dips down. Inhale through to the center. Exhale, right shoulder comes down. Left shoulder dips back. We'll inhale through to the center. And then exhale, lower the chest and shoulders down. Beautiful. Slide those hands back to the low ribs. Press on back up to that top of a push-up, a high plank on the toes, on the knees, your choice. And then tuck your toes under. Send your hips high. Let's invert our bodies into that downward facing dog. This is our inverted V shape with our bodies. Our fingertips are spread out wide here. And I'm just beginning to pedal out my feet. Drawing my shoulders away from my ears. I want you to shake your head yes, like you're saying yes, and then no. This way, you notice your shoulders more, and your shoulders draw down from your ears. We're not going to bunch them up by our ears. We're really lengthening our spine, drawing our belly back towards the thighs. And now, with this movement, what I'd like you to do, as you're bending the knees, bring one knee in front of the opposite knee and twist a little bit to the waist as you're doing this. So you notice a little twisting action from your hips down to your knees. There you go. We're just moving a little bit differently. We're still working into the hamstrings. We're also working a little bit more into the outer leg lines and into the hips there. Breathe it out. Make sure the weight that's centered from your arms is towards the inner portion of your hands, towards that thumb and forefinger. Our biceps are tracking forward toward the hands, and our triceps are tracking back towards our feet. Very nice. All right, from here, let's begin to travel up to a forward fold. Lots of options here. You could take one step or the other and just do it that way, or you can take little baby steps, bending slightly, maybe just a little bit wider steps. It's up to you. You can come up onto your fingertips here, whatever works. You can also lift your hands up off the mats. And then once you arrive in that forward fold, just drape your torso over those legs, bend your knees as much as you need to. Just to drop the belly onto the thighs here. I'm relaxing my head and neck and the shoulders, and I'm just allowing my arms to dangle here. I'm just extending my exhales. And then from here, I'd like you to take a hold of opposite elbows, establishing that ragdoll pose, and then let's rock a little bit from side to side. I'm going to deepen this rocking action. I'm going to get my hips into this. I'm pretending that I have a tail that's attached directly to my low back, that sacrum, and I'm waving that tail back and forth. here, let's come to stillness. Let's find spinal extension from here. As you inhale, bring your hands onto your shins, just below the knees, whatever your mobility will allow. Form that L shape, that number 7 with your body. Really flatten the back out. That's the idea here. Keep hugging the core in, rolling your shoulders away from your ears. You should feel that in your lower back as well, and in the hips. Maybe some of you can reach the fingertips towards the mat. You'll notice that deep stretch in the hamstrings and the glutes. If that's not accessible, you do what works best for you. Shins or below the knees are perfectly fine. And then we'll exhale into that forward fold. And then from here, we're just going to ground through the feet and then gently rise up. We're stacking those vertebrae as we gently roll up, taking our time, stacking the knees over the ankles, the hips over the knees, rolling the shoulders back as they stack over the hips. And then lengthening up the head and neck. And rest and rolling with the shoulders. Palms are facing forward, activating all the muscles of the legs. And if that's difficult for you, lift up through the arches of your feet and notice how the muscles of the legs begin to engage. Yes. There you go. This is our mountain pose, strong mountain. And then with an inhale breath, let's float our arms out and up overhead. And from here, take a hold of the left wrist with your right hand and reach up and over. Deep side bend here, pressing into the left foot, bumping that left hip out to really lengthen through the left side of the body. Now maybe you look up towards the sky here and notice how that lengthens through that side just a little bit more. Very nice. And then we'll inhale through to the center. Exhale, take a hold of the right wrist with your left hand and reach up and over, lengthen through the right side of the body. Reach that right hip out, lengthen all the way down like that right foot. Just rooting into the earth. Look up towards the hands, towards the sky. And then we'll inhale through to the center. Release the hands. Exhale, bring the hands behind you. Interlace the fingers together. Draw your palms together. Root down. Reach the arms down. The knuckles reach down. And then they reach back. So we're doing a little bit of a back bend here as we're also opening up across the chest. Little chest expansion. Deep inhale. Exhale, hold over those legs. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Reaching your arms forward as long as it's not too much across your neck and your shoulders. You could also reach your hands forward or rest them on the lower back. These are also options if that's too much across your chest and shoulders. Draw the crown of your head down to lengthen the spine. Feel that nice stretch in the hamstrings and the hips and the lower back. And then as we exhale, release the body from the hands and then bring the hands down. As we inhale, find that spinal extension again. Form that L shape with your body. And then we'll exhale, floating over those legs. We're going to step back with that left foot. Step way back here. And then we're going to rise up to a high crescent lunge, finding our balance here. Hug the hips and thighs in. And then raise it up. Beautiful, very nice. Now, if this is difficult, if you're having trouble with your balance today, you can always lower down onto that left knee, okay? That's a great modification. If you can be here and get the same benefits, okay, as if you were up, okay? You'll get a little more of a stretch, actually, if your knee is on the ground, because I want you to press your hips forward if your knee is grounded. You'll feel a stretch in that left thigh. Don't worry, the rest of us will get that. We'll get it later, I promise. All right, if you're up here with me, even if you're down, you're going to reach it forward, lowering the torso down over that right thigh, hugging the hips in, strengthening into that right thigh. Reach the arms forward, draw your shoulders away from your ears, and just hug everything in. Take another deep inhale. As you exhale, plant the left heel down. The toes are racing forward. We're coming into a warrior one. Now, maybe you need a little bit wider stance. You could walk that right foot out towards the right edge of the mat. And then draw the right hip back, the left hip forward. Now maybe you need to bring your hands down onto your hips to just readjust them, okay? That left hip a lot of times wants to come back with that left leg, so bring it forward. Notice the alignment of the hips. That's where I want your hips to be. You've got that nice bend into the knee. I'm going to sink into my bend just a little bit more. My knees directly over my ankle. I'm going to raise my arms straight up, arrow straight, drawing my pinky fingers back to lower those shoulders. Now, with your legs, feel like your right foot, even though it's not going to move, like it's pulling back, tracking back towards the left foot. And the left foot is tracking forward towards the right. And notice what happens with your knees and with your hips that helps to bring them into balance. Here you go. As you inhale, I want you to straighten that front leg. And then as you exhale, let's come on down into this pyramid pose, lengthening as we lower down, bringing the belly down towards that thigh, bringing the hands on either side of that leg. You can turn the fingers here. Maybe you're a little bit more flexible than me, and maybe you can place the palms down, whatever works, okay? You can also have your hands up somewhere on that leg if you can't fold over quite as far, and that's perfectly fine. You find your version of that pyramid pose, staying even with those hips. I want you to draw that right hip back into that socket and bring that left hip forward. Just relax the torso over that leg, allowing that right hamstring to release however it will. Beautiful. On an inhale breath, I want you to rebend into that right knee. Lift that left hand on the inside of the right foot and then twist towards that right leg as you extend and straighten out that right arm. The hips are still facing forward and we're just twisting from that waist. Hug that right hip in. Deep side twist. Bringing up those digestive organs. Excellent. As we exhale, bring that right hand down. All right, from here, we're going to take a move called a standing split. Now, in this move, we're bringing our weight onto that right leg as we straighten that right leg out, and we're going to float that left leg up. So this is what it looks like. Bring your weight onto that right leg, and we're going to float that left leg up. Any amount. Our hands are on either side of that right foot, okay? Now, none of us are going to look like we're in standing splits. I do not. I only have so much motion to raise that left leg up, and that's okay. All right. Now, I want you to notice where the weight is centered. It should be in the heel of that right foot, and I'm not locking out into that right knee. I've got a soft bend there. I'm relaxing my head, my neck, and my shoulders. To make this a little bit more challenging, you can walk your hands back towards that right leg. Now, maybe some of you can take your hands and wrap them around your ankle and balance there. That may not be possible, and that's okay. All right? Perfectly fine. Take another deep inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to float those left toes back down to the mat. Perfect. Reestablish that low lunge. And then from here, we're going to step that right foot back to meet the left. We're in that top of a push-up pose. You can be on your toes or on your knees. Starfish those hands. We're going to take our flow to our downward facing dog, what we call our vinyasa or that chaturanga dandasana, on your toes or on your knees. I'm going to bring my body weight forward here. So my shoulders are forward on my wrists. I'm going to bend the elbows, begin to lower down. And then from here, on an inhale breath, I'm coming up into that low cobra, pressing into the base of the palms, hugging my elbows in. Exhale, lower my chest and shoulders down. Inhale, pressing back up. That full plank pose or on the knees. Exhale, roll over those toes. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. I'm going to flip this on over. Let's show this on the other side. Now, from here, on an inhale breath, send that left leg skyward, reach through the heel. Remember this one, this is our three-legged dog. And then from here, I want you to lower the right heel down towards the mat so you get a little bone stretch in that right calf. So bring the weight evenly into both your arms and your hands. Take another deep inhale. And then as you exhale, I want you to bring that left foot forward in between your hands. If you need a little bit of help, use your left arm to bring it forward. Very nice. We're going to inhale up for that high crescent lunge. Find your balance here. If you need to lower that right knee down and ground your lunge, that's okay. Once you found your balance, if you've got a bend into that back knee, extend and straighten it out as much as you can. Really reach to the heel, soften your shoulders. Really nice. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, lower and hover over that left leg, reaching the arms forward, palms are facing in. Hovering, strengthening into that thigh, the outer hip and the glute. Beautiful. Exhale. Float the hands down. Take another inhale here, and then as you exhale, begin to straighten out that left leg. Just establishing that pyramid pose. Sinking down into this. Allowing that belly just to rest on the thigh. Hands to be on your shin there, somewhere on your leg. Just allowing that left hamstring to soften, to relax and let go of anything that is holding on to. And then from here, lean down into that left knee. Plant that right hand on the inside of that left leg and take that twist towards that left leg. Extend that left arm up. Twist, twist, twist. Reach through that heel. And then exhale. Lower that left hand down. I want you to plant that right heel down into the mat and then raise it up for your one. Check in with those hips. Make sure that left hip is in alignment with your right. Very nice. Maybe down through the legs and the feet. Like you're rooting down into the earth and then lifting up. Like you're lifting your waist and your torso up off of the hips. Lengthening. So we have this dynamic opposition. Our torso is raising up and our legs are reaching down, and notice what happens to your spine. And then we'll exhale, bring our hands down. And then we're coming into those standing splits. We're bringing our weight onto that left leg as we straighten it. And then we're floating that right leg up. There you go. Reach to that heel. Breathe it out. Draw the crown of your head down. The weight is into that left heel. We're stretching into that left hamstring. And then we're strengthening into the right hamstring and the right glute. Maybe you walk your hands back towards that foot, wrapping the hands around the ankle for a little bit of a challenge with your balance. Maybe you don't. And then from here, we're going to float those right toes back down. We're going to step that right foot up to meet the left. Exhale into that forward fold. And then we'll inhale, we'll travel up to standing, sweeping our arms out and reaching them up over your head. Beautiful. Exhale. Bring your hands back to your heart center. Really, really nice. Okay, let's take another standing flow here. We'll inhale, sweep our arms out and up overhead. As we exhale, sink down into chair pose. Sink the hips and the glutes way back. Have a seat in that chair. It could be a higher chair or a lower chair. You choose what works best for you. I prefer your biceps to be right by your ears and extend through the arms, but if that's too much across your upper back and shoulders, you can bring your hands to your heart center. So we always have options. We're going to tuck our tailbone in, hugging the belly in, keeping those arms extended. You should be able to see your toes, wiggle your toes. You should be able to see them beyond the knees. If you can't, shift the hips and the glutes back. Beautiful. Take another deep inhale. As you exhale, straighten the legs, fold over those legs. Allow the hands to come down towards your feet. Forward fold. On an inhale, spinal extension. And then exhale, fold over those legs. Beautiful. From here, I want you to step back with that left foot. Take that long stride. We're working into a warrior two. We're opening up our shoulders and our hips. We're grounding that left heel down. We're angling our toes forward so they're at that 45-degree angle. Soften through your shoulders. Really extend through those arms. There you go. That right knee is directly over your ankle. Strong in the core from your belly to your ribs, hugging everything in. Arrow straight with those arms. Looking over that right arm. Beautiful. Let's find our reverse warrior. The left palm flips up. We reach the right arm up as that left hand slides down on that leg, opening up into the right side of the body. Keep that nice bend into that right knee. And then expand your breath into the lower part of the right rib cage. We're going to inhale, coming back into the warrior two. And then we'll exhale straight through that right leg. From here, maybe you want a shorter stance. We're going to work into triangle pose. If you want to, you could heel toe that foot in just a little bit. We're still angling the toes forward. And then we're going to work into triangle. So we're reaching the right arm forward as we bump that left hip back. We're going to lower our torso and bring that hand down to the shin or just above the knee. The idea here is just to flatten our body. So find a flat plane, stacking shoulders, and just feel really expansive within this pose. So we're lifting up through the arches of the feet, rolling that left shoulder back a little bit. Now feel like those right bottom ribs are coming forward and the top ribs are rotating back a little bit. Notice how it changes that stretch a little bit. Beautiful. Keep your legs exactly as they are. I'm going to raise up to sky archer. So we're going to reach our arms out, flip the right palm up, slide that left hand down, and then reach that right arm up as you press into the right foot, like you're pressing into a gas pedal. We're lengthening through that right side of the body. From the right fingertips all the way down to your underarm and shoulder, down to your hip, down to the knee, and that ankle. Take another inhale, exhale, find that warrior two. We're going to inhale and face the left side of the mat, that long edge of the mat. We're going to bring that right foot parallel with the left. We're going to reach our arms up, bringing those hands, spreading out the fingertips. And then we're going to exhale into a forward fold, hinging forward, lengthening through your spine. And then once the hands reach down towards whatever your surface you're on, you can walk the hands back towards your heels or even further behind, depending upon your mobility. You can also reach your arms out, taking a hold of the ankles or the outside of the feet, or maybe you take those peace fingers, the index finger and your middle finger, wrapping them around the big toe, and then they intersect with the thumb. Lots of options here. And just relax into this pose. Now, just begin to notice what's happening here with your body weight. Now, ultimately, what we want to do is bring your body weight forward. So it's settling into the midfoot or the ball of the foot and not settling into the heel. When it settles into the heel, you won't get that full extension of those hamstrings and the full benefit of this stretch. You'll really feel it along the back sides of the legs. And then from here, just lengthen your spine as much as you can, reaching the crown of your head down as much as you can. Soften the knees as much as you need to here. It's a very relaxing pose. Anytime we're in any version of a forward fold, it helps to stimulate our parasympathetic nervous system, activating that rest and digest within us. right? That's what we need. We need to rest and digest. We're in difficult times. I get it. So this is a great pose for you anytime that you just need to calm yourself down a little bit. Beautiful. You get to walk the hands back underneath your shoulders. And then begin to rotate everything back into that lunge, facing the front of your mat. Rebend to that right knee. Lift that left heel up. And then from here, we're going to step that right foot back to meet the left. We meet in that top of the push-up, that plank pose on the knees. Starfishing those fingers, pressing our body weight forward, and then coming all the way down. Pumping the elbows in. We're going to inhale up, that low cobra. Exhale, lower the chest and shoulders down. Inhale, press back up onto the knees or full plank pose. We're going to exhale, roll over those toes and make your way back to downward facing dog. Pedaling the feet out here. Beautiful. And then from here, on an inhale breath, I want you to send that left leg high. Lead like a dog. As you exhale, step that left foot forward between those hands. I want you to ground the right heel down into the mat and wiggle those arms up. Making our way into, yes, warrior two, opposite side. Very nice. Extend through those fingertips. And just sink into this. Excellent. From here, reverse our warrior. The left palm floats up. The right hand comes down. We lengthen through the left side of the body. Breathe into the lower left side of that rib cage. Take another inhale. Exhale back into that warrior two. Inhale straight through that left leg. Maybe a heel toe, that right foot in to find that little shorter stance for our triangle. Reach through that left hip crease and then lower the torso down as that hand comes down and it plants on something that helps steady you. And just open up through the torso, expand through the chest. Press into the big toes, lift up through the arches of the feet to keep those legs, those muscles hugging in towards the bones there. Put your shoulders and your hips on the same plane. That's the idea here. And then keep your legs exactly as they are. We're just going to raise the torso up for that sky archer. The left palm raises up. The right hand slides down on that right leg and then lengthen through the left side of the body. Pressing into that left foot. Take another deep inhale. Exhale, rebend into that knee. Reestablish your warrior two. Open up the thighs. Open up the shoulders. Soften the shoulders away from your ears. And then we'll inhale, turning back to this long edge of the mat. Bring your feet parallel with each other. Establishing that open heart. Lift up through the middle of your chest. Exhale, fold over those legs. Draw the crown of your head down. This time, let's bend into that right knee, taking just a little bit of a side lunge here, bringing the hips down towards your heels. You can walk your hands a little bit closer towards that right leg if you want to. And then we'll inhale through to the center and then bend into the left knee, walking it over, that little side lunge. We'll come through to the center. We're going to go back to the right. And then we'll come back through to the center and then back to the left. And then we'll come back through to the center. We're going to spin everything back towards the front of the mat. Establishing that low lunge here. And then from here, what I'd like you to do is lower that right knee down towards the mat. and then raise it on up. And then we're just going to bring our hands on top of that left knee and thigh and then just press our hips forward. Excellent. So you should feel that into this right quad, the right hip flexor there. So do your best to bring the pelvis and the hips forward and really lengthen there. Might feel that engagement a little bit on the outer hip and that outer thigh on the left side. Now, from here, what I'd like you to do is with the knee bent, just reach that right heel back in towards your glute. Now, maybe some of you can reach back and grab the heel or the top of the foot and then just bring it in. Deep stretch in that right quad, okay? If you can't access it, just keep hugging that heel back in towards your glute and do the best that you can. You'll still get a nice stretch in that quad. Breathe through it. Keep your hips facing forward or square with that front edge of the mat. And then we're going to release our hand from the foot and gently lower that foot down. Do not slingshot it down. We're going to bring our hands down on either side of that foot. We're going to come into pigeon from here, okay, on our belly. Now, some of you, this may not be a very good idea to be on your belly on pigeon. And I'll show you what you're going to do if that's not good for you. We're going to walk that left foot over to the right side of the mat. Our left foot is flexed. And then we're lowering that left knee down behind the left wrist, okay? I want you to tuck the right toes under and lift that right knee up and then bring that right knee back just a little bit more. So you've got a little more space to bring in between the right knee and the left knee. Now, this may be what your pigeon looks like because this is a deep stretch for the outer hip and thigh. Maybe some of you can come down onto your forearms and elbows. Maybe some of you can come down further onto stacked fists supporting your forehead here, or maybe you come onto stacked palms and then support the forehead with your palms. Okay, we have lots of options here. Okay, I want you to stay here if you're just feeling a little bit of discomfort. If this is really painful for you, what I want you to do is flip onto your back. Okay, we're going to bend that left knee, and then we're going to cross the right knee over the left and form that figure four on our back, just hugging our legs into our chest. Maybe you straighten that right leg. Maybe you reach through and the left arm comes behind, interlacing the hand behind that knee and thigh. And then we're just going to draw the legs back in towards your chest here. You'll still feel that in the outer glute, the outer hip on that left side. That left elbow can press against that left knee and thigh, okay? So either way, we're still getting the same stretch here. We're just doing it on our backs as opposed to being on our belly. It's just a little more gentle way of working into that. So I want you to do what works best for you, okay? Now, if you're on your belly, I want you to begin to gently walk your hands back underneath your shoulders and then straighten those arms. And then tuck the right toes under. And then from here, I just want you to send that left knee back to meet the right and be on all fours. If you're on your back, I want you to uncross those legs and then gently roll up and come onto all fours like we are here. And then I simply want you to bring the right foot forward in between those hands, bending in the knee, and reestablishing that grounding lunge from here. And then we're going to raise on up, placing our hands on top of the right knee and thigh, and then we're going to press our hips forward, getting that nice stretch in the left hip, and we're going to breathe through it. Very, very nice. Okay, this is where we're going to do that quad stretch. So the left heel comes in, you reach behind, you take a hold of the ankle and the top of the foot. Be gentle here. A little tight there. here, so I'm going to be gentle. I'm not going quite as deep on this side. But now that I'm feeling things release a little bit, then I'm going to hug it in just a little bit more. Finding that soft edge. And then we give our bodies that cue of what we want it to do. A lot of times it will release and relax, but we just have to give it some time. So that's why we're not rushing through these, all right? We're not rushing through our poses, but we're taking our time, we're breathing through it, we're listening to our body, and we're getting into the best positioning that we can. Excellent. Gently release the hand from the foot, gently lower the foot down. All right. This is where we're going to come into pigeon on the opposite side. So, right foot is heel turning over to the left side, lowering that right knee down behind the right wrist, tucking the left toes under, and then lift that left knee back. Now, if you need to do this on your back, flip on over, and then it's the right leg, you bend the knee, and then you cross that right ankle just above the left knee, and then begin to hug everything in towards your chest. Either way, we're going to lower down onto forearms and elbows. Maybe that's where you begin, or maybe you stay here in a more upright position, okay? We're keeping that right foot flexed to protect that right knee. And just honor the difference from one side to the other. This side may be a little bit more flexible, or it may be a little bit more rigid and just a little bit more resisting than the other side. It's hard to say. Everyone's just a little bit different, and sometimes, some days, what you think is a little bit more flexible is not. Every day is a little different. So once again, really tuning in. This is one of the points of yoga is to really tap into your body, its sensations, being one with your body, listening to it, responding to it. It's always, always talking to you. We just have to settle ourselves sometimes to be able to listen. And that's really not an easy thing to do. I understand that. We are pulled in many different directions. But that's why I do yoga, and that's why I encourage people to do yoga, because it forces us to slow down a little bit and really begin to realize what's happening within ourselves and within our bodies. All right, let's come on out of that. Let's bring our hands underneath our shoulders. Begin to straighten those arms out if you're on your back. You can uncross those legs, and then with the ease that send those feet down. If you're like I am, tuck the left toes under a little bit. And then from here, I just want you to send that right knee back next to the left or on all fours. And then slide your legs around to one side. Let's make our way down onto our backs. I have my knees bent, feet are flat on the mat. And then gently lower down. My hands are behind the knees and thighs. I want you to lower down the lower back, the mid back, and the upper back. Beautiful. Give yourself a big knee squeeze here, wrapping those arms around the shins. Hug it out. Massage that lower back, maybe. Rock a little bit from side to side. And then I want you to give that right knee a little bit bigger squeeze as you extend that left leg towards the front of the mat. Really lengthen through that leg and extend it. Reach through the heel. So we're stabilizing through that left leg and giving that right knee a big squeeze. And then I want you to roll out into that right ankle. There you go. And then reverse the direction of that ankle circle. Like you're just tracing a big circle with that toe. Excellent. And we'll take a twist from here. Use that left arm to guide that right leg across the body. And then reach that right arm so it's tuned to your body. Keep the right shoulder down onto the mat. Doesn't matter how far down that right leg reaches the mat. Mine does not reach the mat, okay? I'm not that flexible in my spine, but that's okay. It's not the point. It's just making a little progress here every time. I may never get my knee down to the mat, because maybe my spine is not that flexible and it just will not be, and that's okay. And then we'll bring it up to the center. Extend that right leg out, stabilize through that right leg. Give that left knee a big squeeze, hug it in. Draw those circles with that big toe. We'll reverse the direction of that circle. And then bring that right hand on the left knee. Reach that left arm out. Guide that left knee across the body. And then look out over that left arm, grounding that left shoulder into the mat. Send your breath all the way down to that lower lumbar spine. This is our last opportunity to twist our body, stimulating that digestion that we so need. And then from here, release that, come back to the center. From here, I just want you to send your legs straight up towards the sky for just a moment, just inverting our legs up above our heart, up above the brain. So good to just come into this position where our legs are up above our torso, allowing all the blood flow and the fluids to feed back to all of our digestive organs, our heart. And then bring the knees back into your chest, and we'll set up for our Shavasana. Take that right foot towards the right corner of the mat, the left foot towards the left corner of the mat. Roll my shoulders back. I'm going to open up my arms along my sides with the palms facing up. I'm just going to settle into my breath, relaxing every single muscle, every single joint, just allowing my body to melt into the mat like I'm surrendering to everything. There's no need to hold any tension in any part of the body. There's no effort required here. I'm relaxing all the muscles of my face. I'm going to open and close my jaw to relax my jaw a little bit. I want you to think of relaxing that space in between your eyes, smoothing out the brow. Relax your chest, relax your shoulders. Relax your arms, your hands, your fingers. Relax your abdomen, your pelvis, your hips, your shoulders, the middle of your back, the lower back. Every portion of your legs, relax. Your feet, your toes. Just sink in here. Nothing on your to-do list. Nothing to be concerned about. Just be. I encourage you to stay in this Shavasana as long as you would like. 5 or 10 minutes is awesome. Go ahead and end this for us now, but stay here if you would like to. Wiggle fingers and toes, find some gentle movements, bring your awareness back into your breath and back into your body. Put your arms up over your head, take a deep full body stretch, reach through your fingertips, reach through the toes. Take a deep inhale. Take an open mouth exhale. And then from here, draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze, another big bear hug. And then roll over to your preferred side. Coming into a fetal position as you stack the knees and the thighs. And then forming a little pillow with your hands to rest your head there. From here, I want you to utilize the strength of your arms and hands to gently raise your torso up. Allow your head to be the last to rise. And make your way into a seated position at the top of your mat. Bring your hands to your heart center. Close your eyes here. Take just a few moments to thank yourself for carving out this time to move, to breathe. In syncopation with your mind, your body, your breath, all your movements. Experience all the benefits of yoga. May this practice benefit you abundantly as well as all those surrounding you. And I'd like to leave you with this thought that I've read. Our true self is never hurt, never afraid, and always open to new experiences. And that's my wish for you today, to be open to new experiences. We're living in a new world. Never going to be the same. That's not such a bad thing. So be open to all the new experiences that are happening surrounding you. And I'll leave you with the beauty, truth, and light in me. Honors the beauty, truth, and radiant light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you are enjoying these practices. If you have any comments for me, any questions, any suggestions, I would love to hear it. Let me hear your feedback. Let me know how I can make this better for you. And I'm just really enjoying doing this once a week for you all. And I will post my YouTube site once again, send you the link there. So if you missed this, it'll be out on my Facebook page, but maybe you've missed some of the other practices that I've done over the last few weeks. So feel free to head on out there and do one of my other practices as well. Have a beautiful, wonderful day until we meet again next week. Be well, my friends.